Alright, you guys. Hi, my name is Jera from MissJ&J. And if you want to learn how to get this look, all this right here, and these little things right here, and this little smile, and how I just do really at me every single day. And don't judge me because I really don't do that much. And yeah, so that's basically it. This messy little bun and makeup just how I normally do it. So stay tuned, guys.
So first, I get in the shower. I use the Dove soap and the 3D white toothpaste for brushing my teeth. I like the Dove body washer just because I don't know, it really like leaves my skin feeling really good, and like honestly taking a shower is like one of my favorite parts of the day. So yeah, and like it smells really good, and mine's like the pomegranate one. So yeah, and I also have like a gentle exfoliating one, and that one works pretty good. It like is used for like exfoliating obviously and everything like that, but like it's really like not as rough, and I have like pretty sensitive skin, like not super sensitive, but it's pretty sensitive. So yeah, and it works really good, and I just use like a little washcloth and wash my body and everything. So yeah, about to be done brushing my teeth here in a minute. Ooh, that's so cute. Oh yes. Oh yes. Ooh, yes. Alright, so these are just some little dental flossers that I just got from like Walmart or something. Just not even like, you know, a big deal. And I, call me crazy, but I really don't like the taste of mint that much. It's just so strong, and I'm not really good with like super strong smells or anything like that. So yeah, and these are not mint, thank the Lord. They're like fruit kind of flavored, but they're still like good. They have like fluoride and everything on them, so gets the job done, gets that, you know, extra whatever that the dentist be telling you to do and all that. So it takes care of all of that for you without a nasty, strong, minty taste. So I like that. So next, I use my Cetaphil wash for my face, and I really like this. It like is very gentle, but also like gets the job done very fast. And yeah, it really like, especially at nighttime when I'm trying to get my makeup off, it's just so like so smooth on my skin, and especially after like exfoliating or something, it just feels so good, and I just love it so much. So I've been using this for like quite some time, and to rinse it, all I do is take a little washcloth and I put it under some hot water, and I just kind of dab it on my face, you know, swipe going in outward motions, just so like I'm not setting in wrinkles and setting in all that, just putting it out. So outward motions is what I always try and do. So next I'm gonna clean my ear piercings, and I have my tragus pierced and just, you know, some normal ear piercings. So I use like the Claire solution, which I probably shouldn't use. I should probably do the salt soaks. So just taking about a spoonful of sea salt and some distilled water and soaking my ear, well at least my tragus piercing, in that for about 5 minutes. So I just put it on like 2 songs normally, but today I'm in a bit of a hurry, so all I do is just take some of the solution on a ball, well a cotton ball, and and I just kind of dab it on there, and I like hold it there for a little while, and I also make sure to get inside of my ear as close as I can to the spot inside, just so I don't get like any earwax or like any kind of infection, because that's not fun or cute at all. So the next thing I'm going to get started in is exfoliating my lips. I use honey, olive oil, and sugar. So first I take a spoonful of sugar, and then I take just a tad bit of olive oil, that's a bit too much actually, and some organic agave, and I just put it like on my finger like that, and I just rub them on my lips. And I literally love exfoliating my lips so much. It feels so good afterwards. And so I just kind of pucker my lips together and start like sliding them around. The olive oil is really good because it like leaves like a nice sheen and like moisture kind of feeling, and like the sugar obviously exfoliates it, and the agave kind of just gives it like a better taste, I guess you could say, and makes it all kind of just stick together. And I just remove it by taking some a little washcloth and with some water on it, warm water, and just kind of dab it off slowly. And like usually after that, like I'll just put on like a little bit of lip balm or something like that, and they just feel so good. So I suggest this to anybody with like lip problems, or not lip problems, just trying to feel good. So now I'm going to get started with my moisturizer. So I'm using the Clinique moisturizer. It's yellow in the little yellow bottle like that. And I take about this much and just kind of put it on my finger. And then I just like rub it into my face pretty good. And this is like, I don't know, I really like this moisturizer. It's not like my favorite, but I have another Clinique moisturizer and a Mary Kay lightweight moisturizer that I use sometimes. So it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling, or if I just want to get up and go get the other ones. And yeah, so this is kind of just like my go-to moisturizer. I'm a big moisturizing person just because I have like pretty dry skin like naturally. So moisturizing it is like super key for me. And yeah, so I just really cannot skip that step. So next I'm going to take my Smashbox, sorry, it's not like focusing or anything, but it's my Smashbox angled eyebrow brush, and I take this Smashbox dip powder, and I take the darker color, and I just start filling in my eyebrows. And I try to start like brushing them just with like a little spoolie. Just like one of the things that you can get like at a little Ulta or Sephora or something. They have them anywhere, like it really doesn't even matter. So that's where I got mine from. But I just start brushing in. Sometimes it sounds a bit ghetto, but I put like edge control like on my brows just so they can like stay more like in place. But as I said, I'm a bit in a rush today, so I'm just gonna skip that and just go straight on into it. So I start filling them in and everything, and I just do one brow at a time, and my brows are so weird. Like, I'm not even like that big really into makeup and everything like that, but like my brows are just naturally two different shapes, and it's so frustrating because I look so weird, but it's whatever. I mean, like, I have thick eyebrows, nice eyebrows, not the worst eyebrows in the world, so whatever. Like, this is just how I do me, so don't judge. Like, I already know I be clowning on myself. I got me some Drake eyebrows, some caterpillars, whatever, however you want to call it. I still love them. I love me. I'ma do me. So, suck it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I do have some pretty thick eyebrows, so filling them in isn't like too big of a thing for me, and it's not necessarily filling them in. It's just more kind of trying to put something there for like the empty spaces, or like just where I want like a bit, you know, more color, and it's not as like thick in some areas, I guess you could say, as it is in others. So I'm just going to kind of go back in and clean it up a little bit with my little spoolie again that I brushed my eyebrows out with in the beginning. And yeah. And so I'm just going to keep on filling them in a bit more. Feeling it. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm completely open to any eyebrow suggestions that any of you guys may have. So to clean up my brows a little bit, I just take my LA Pro Girl Concealer. I do not know what color this is. I should probably do that because this is video. And yeah, but of course I'm not prepared because that's my life, and my life is just, oh, just, I can't. But I love my life. Life is great. But yeah, so I just go in with this, and I just kind of try and clean up like around like the edges of my eyebrows, just so it's a bit more sharp. You know, they can be thick and pretty wild, but at least they'll be clean. So I just take like this pretty old like foundation brush from it's pretty stiff too. It's a stiff foundation brush from Elf. So I just use that to kind of clean up my brows with that LA Pro Girl concealer. But it's like in the shade medium, I think. It's like a really tan shade. So that's all I know. But after I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and touch up a tad bit more, just, you know, because I can. And yeah, so next I'm going to get started with my foundation. So to do that, what I actually do for an everyday routine, just to kind of dilute it so I don't have such a cake face, I guess you can say, I take my NARS concealer and I take about 2 to 3 pumps of this, and I actually mix it with my moisturizer on my hand, and I just kind of put dabs on my face, pretty much like everywhere. I do that on my nose, my forehead, my cheeks, my chin, my jawline, and on my neck even. Just so I'm all blended in and looking fresh. You feel me? So yeah, when I do that to like with my moisturizer and I actually blend it together with my foundation, like I notice this gives like more of like a dewy look, and it gives more of a natural look because this foundation a little goes a long way and it's pretty full coverage. So I do like that about it, but I do not like how it gives such like a cakey kind of feeling, and I don't really like that. So this is like a really important step, like adding that moisturizer. It really does help, and it feels so lightweight on your skin, and it just feels like you have nothing on, which can be kind of dangerous sometimes, because when you just be wanting to go to sleep in class and you just fall asleep and then you wake up and you got a big old face of foundation on your sleeve and you're just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, but yeah, so I just take my Real Techniques buffing brush just to blend out my foundation. But yeah, like I said, with blending the moisturizer in with the foundation will seriously help so much. So now I'm just going to take my Smashbox concealer in the shade medium, and I just kind of take that and put it on my hand, and then I just dab it under my eyes pretty lightly. I try not to go like super close like to my eye, just because, you know, like it does start to crease a little bit, and with this Smashbox concealer, a little goes a long way with this stuff. And I just don't really like cakey kind of feeling or like cakey looks, and this is pretty cakey just because it is concealer, which is like its, you know, thing to do. Its job is to like cover things up pretty well, but also just because it's just a very like high quality and it's pretty good. So yeah, so I just use my finger really to blend this in, and I just kind of dab it, and I always swipe outwards, like I said earlier in this video. Like I always try and swipe away from my face just so I can, like, you know, swipe out all the excess stuff and like not swiping it in, because I feel like when you swipe in, you're like setting in more wrinkles, and like, you know, I'm trying to be a bit more of a youthful looking older woman, mature woman. So yeah, I'm just trying to save myself. But yeah, so I'm just kind of touching that up with the buffing brush again. So now I'm going to start just with a very small contour, not even like a lot, just like a little bit of bronzer. So I take my Elf bronzer and blush little palette, and I take this angled bronzer brush from Elf, and I just kind of like put that on my cheeks, and I just kind of like blend it out. So I don't really like doing like too much with it, because I feel like, I don't know, it just can be too much, and I'm a pretty light kind of natural, more, I guess you could say, like a natural person. So just blending it out, I just use my finger, but then I just go in with this little highlighter, and this is also from e.l.f., and I really like it just because it does help give that, dewy kind of look. And so I just take that same brush that I use the bronzer with, and also I use blush sometimes from this palette. So I'll just be going in with that in a little while. But yeah, so that highlighter, I just put that on the high parts of my face, so down the bridge of my nose and on my higher cheekbones. So here's where that blush comes into play. And so I just kind of put that in the middle of my bronzer and in the middle of my highlight. So yeah, I really like highlighters just because I feel so glittery and shiny and pretty, and I like it. So now I'm just going back in with that bronzer, and I'm just contouring my nose just a tiny bit with that same brush. And I don't know, I just kind of like the way it looks like in pictures, because you can kind of, see how my nose, it does kind of look a bit small. So I take these eyelid lengthening lashes, and I've been wearing lashes, like on like the daily basis for like a pretty long time now, and like, I don't know, a lot of people have mixed feelings about it, like wearing eyelashes, on like a daily basis. Oh, you're wearing too much makeup, whatever, like you're doing too much. And it's like, you know what, like I'm doing me, you feel me? And if I want to have some beautiful long eyelashes, that's what I want. And so that's what I'm gonna do. So stop, drinking, sipping on that haterade, okay? And just deal with it. So what I do like about these eyelashes is that they are just so natural looking. Like, people really don't even know that I have them on until like they ask me. They're like, oh my gosh, are those your real eyelashes? Like, are those yours? And I'm like, oh girl, yes, they are mine. I mean, I got a receipt for them and everything. Like, they're just wonderful. So people really don't even know I have them on until like I say something about it. But another thing that I do like about these lashes is that it does come with some glue. And I have heard that hair glue is like better than eyelash glue because it lasts longer and everything like that. And I have yet to try that, so I can't really say anything for myself, but I do want to try that in the near future. So yeah, and so I just kind of get my lashes as close to my lash line as possible, and I just kind of form it to my natural eye shape just using my fingers. I don't really use anything else. So yeah, that's what those look like, and they're so pretty and I like them a whole lot. So yeah, and yeah, so after that I'm just gonna go in with my e.l.f. 2-in-1 stick. So on one end there's the black eyeliner, and on the other end is like a little smoke stick, and I've never used it, but like when I put it on like the back of my hand to like try to see maybe if one day I'll use it, it's kind of like a very shiny, like charcoal kind of color, so a grayish black color. So if you're looking for something like that, that would be pretty good, because it is a very nice color. I just haven't worn it or anything, gotten that bold quite yet. So I just put the eyeliner on my waterline. I put it on the top and bottom of both of my eyes, and I go all the way into the tear duct of my eye. This is like one of the most important steps for me because it makes Jera just look like Jera. It's like, oh, there she is, hi. So anyways, after that, I just go in with this mascara from MAC, and I forgot which one it is, but it's like the 2-in-1, so it's like lengthening and longing, and I have some pretty like long-ish lower bottom lashes, so that's a blessing from God, so thank you. So I just kind of like, enhance them a bit with some of that. And so after I'm done with that, I'm just going to go in with this one shade from Urban Decay called Sand. And I'm gonna take my, oh, it's not called Sand, my bad. It's called Sin. And I'm gonna go in with just a little eye shadow brush from e.l.f. And I just pat that on, like, you know, the whole entire lid of my eye. And yeah, and so it's just like a really like champagne kind of neutral skin tone kind of color, but it does have like a shimmer in it, so you know, it kind of gives it that little pop, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of goes along with like that dewy look that I kind of go for every day. Not like to look oily, but to look, you know, just glowing, girl. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna go in with my liquid eyeliner by e.l.f. And it's not my favorite, but I love it at the same time. Like, I just don't like the way it is shaped, because it makes it a bit difficult to do like the wing at the end. And it kind of gets me like being a bit excessive. Like today, like with my wing, I just kind of make it very long. And that's okay too. Looking like Cleopatra, an Egyptian goddess. But, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But if I were to change anything about it would just definitely be like making it a bit of a sharper tip on the brush itself. But yeah, so I just kind of take my little brush and I kind of start from like the middle and do like the wing, and then I go in and kind of build it up from like where my tear duct starts. So yeah, and another thing that I do like about this eyeliner is that it is pretty like long lasting, so it doesn't like chip or really fade or anything, because I know like a lot of people have issues with that part of it, where it kind of just fades throughout the day with like a gel or something like that. So that's another thing that I do like about it. So I'm just going to kind of clean up a bit and like perfect it a tad bit, make it a bit shorter because it's looking a little extra, you know what I'm saying? So after I finish with this eyeliner, my liquid eyeliner, I'm just going to move on to my lips. So I just take like a little bit of chapstick, and this is just like some stuff like I got from the dentist, but it's like really good. It's like strawberry, I don't even know. And then this is just like a citrus lip gloss from Victoria's Secret. Like, I really don't put anything like on my lips. I just really want moisturized lips, because I feel like that's one of like the best feelings in the world, is super soft skin and super soft lips. Like, why not? So yeah, so this is the edge control that I use, that I said sometimes I use on my eyebrows. So I just kind of put a little bit on my baby hairs already, and I just take like this old, you know, toothbrush that I obviously don't use like on my mouth. I just use it for my hairs. Like, I don't know, people have like come over and like asked me like, Jera, you brush your teeth with that? I'm like, oh no, child, like that is a sin. Like, you need to be praying for me if I do some crazy shenanigans such as that. So I just kind of go in with this, and I just kind of mold them to my liking until, you know, I'm satisfied with it. So I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit like, hey, there you are, Jera. So I just have some Timbs, some high-waisted jeans, and a little ASU jacket. And my ASU jacket I just got from the bookstore at ASU, which means Arizona State University. These I got online, and they are like really nice and like high quality. One of my like favorite high-waisted jeans that I do have. And then I just have some Timberlands, and I think everyone knows what those are. They're just some work-looking boots. So yeah, and this is the end look. So I hope you guys enjoyed. So remember, like, subscribe, and thumbs up, leave good comments. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna leave now. Bye.